Likes and engagement does not equal money in the long term. It may not even equal opportunities depending on what you put out and what you're getting famous for. We need your creativity, we need your storytelling, we need what makes you as an artist out in this world. Hey everyone, so I've been speaking with a lot of other artists lately, especially younger and newer artists into the field, and I've decided to put together 10 of the biggest lies that I've come across during these conversations that a lot of artists tend to believe. And my hope is that after this short video, a lot of your views will change and it'll all be for the better. Now, if you are new here, my name is Derek Dominic D'Souza. I'm an artist and I've been in the industry for a while, where I've worked in Disney for over 3 years. I've started my own animation company, and I've also grown my social media presence to over 1 million followers on Instagram, and now I'm putting out all that I know for free here on YouTube for you guys. So let's get straight to the lies. And lie number 1 is that art school is needed for success. Well, your portfolio and the work that you put out is what's going to get you hired at the end of the day. Even if you go to the best art school and you do not make good art, you will not get hired. The thing about art school is that it gives you a very good environment, it gives you a place to learn, and it surrounds you with like-minded people all along the same journey as you, which is amazing, and it pushes you beyond your comfort zone and what you are capable of. Now, a lot of that can be done outside of art school with access to the internet and enough time on your hands. Like, for example, you could learn for free on YouTube or pay a little and learn from artist courses and join many online Discord communities or Instagram communities for artists to build that community around yourself and create a similar environment. And with a little self-discipline, you will go a long way. And let's add to that and talk about a degree. Is it even that important? Well, I got into Disney without even completing my college and getting my final degree or anything. Before I graduated, I was already offered a job, which I took up. All right, let's move on to lie number 2, which is that good art will get you noticed. While making good art is one of the foundational cornerstones of building a successful art career, you also need good marketing and networking to be successful in this field. And those who are genuinely successful are those who put out their work constantly and is seen constantly, as opposed to those who just make one good piece once in a way and disappear. Just remember that out of sight is out of mind. Even if you're not the best artist, if you are in front of the right people at the right time and make the right connections, a lot of doors will be open to you guys. Now, let's move on to lie number 3, which is that practice makes perfect. Well, honestly, I used to say this for the longest time, but actually, if you keep practicing the wrong things over and over, you'll just keep getting worse. For example, if you make a post that does not do well on social media and you put it out 1,000 times, it's not going to change. Similarly, if you draw something badly the first time and did not improve on it and do it 1,000 times, you will remain the same. I see this happening time and time again, where people just prioritize consistency over actually getting better. So now there are 2 ways to look at it and track your improvement and see if you're doing the right thing. The first thing is that you get someone else who's more experienced and ahead of you in the journey to look at your work and point out things that are wrong, get some criticism, feedback, and all of that. The second thing is, if you can look at your artworks from a while ago, maybe a few months ago or weeks ago or even a year ago, and think that you can improve it in some ways or how you could redo it in a better way, that is a great sign. So you also need to keep reassessing your work, looking back and figuring out things where you need to improve on, point that out and go for it and take it step by step from there. Now let's move on to the 4th lie, which is that social media growth equals success. Likes and engagement does not equal money in the long term. It may not even equal opportunities depending on what you put out and what you're getting famous for. Okay, so you need to pair social media growth with decent business skills and decent money management and decent planning skills in order to turn that into a decent, successful art career. Trust me, I know this. It was not until I hit 100,000 followers that I actually started thinking about making money out of social media. And I made so many mistakes trying to do brand deals with the wrong people, trying to launch things that did not work, all of that. And it took me on a long journey to get to where I am right now. And I'm still learning so much more as I go. Even though I have 1 million followers on Instagram, it is not as easy as you guys think. And it does not guarantee that you will be as successful as you just see on social media. Remember that social media is a reflection of what society wants to be. It need not be a reflection of what the reality actually is. Lie number 5 is that using references is cheating. Well, this is very wrong because your goal as an artist is not to become a memory machine or a photocopier by any means. Your goal is to take the ideas that you have or get in your head and use references to help you make them better and bring them out into reality. Most professional artists will and do use references in their work at many different phases of each artwork that they make. So it's important that you do not just cancel out references and try and become like a photocopier machine. We need your creativity, we need your storytelling, we need what makes you as an artist out in this world. Okay, now lie number 6 is that if you stop drawing for a while, you will lose your skill. While I do have a lot of respect for people who draw every single day at a consistent basis, breaks are very good, and some time away from drawing is also good at the same time, especially if you have no control over it. Say there's some circumstances that have come in your life where you have to take some time off. There's nothing wrong with taking some time off, coming back, looking at your work, and getting back to it again. Now, a lot of us tend to face burnout if we keep going along the same path too long without seeing any possible success or big wins that come along the way. So sometimes it's good to take a step back and just reassess the path that we are currently on. And you might find some other ideas and opportunities that you have missed along the way. So always be kind to yourself and listen to your body. Yes, push yourself out of the comfort zone, but do not reach a point where you burn out and lose your love for art. We need to bring ourselves back to that always. Now, moving on, line number 7 is that better tools equals better art. No, I cannot stress how wrong this is, because some of the top artists that you follow today use the most basic tools because that's what's comfortable for them. And for the longest time, I personally used the One by Wacom, which is the cheapest tablet that Wacom had to offer at the time, for 5 years of my art career, the entire starting phase, where I went from starting digital art to getting a job in Disney and even beyond that. So use what you are comfortable with, and there's no right or wrong way about this. Now, line number 8 is that finding your art style should be your priority. No, your priority should be focusing on your fundamentals, building those up, getting good at art, and working towards your career in whatever path or field that you choose. Your art style will come as a side effect of it. Think of your handwriting, right? We all start learning the same print handwriting, the same cursive handwriting, and then over time, with speed and experience, your handwriting changes for the better or worse, whatever it may be. Your art style is very similar. It is how you choose to represent the ideas that you have and the things that you see. Every artist will probably draw a tree in a very different way because that for them is comfortable. That is how they would see it in their head, and they would use different workflows accordingly. So your art style will come as a side effect of you putting in insane amounts of work just in the basic fundamentals and just drawing and creating a lot of artworks along the way. Line number 9 is that bad art equals no progress. Okay, no, you need to fail and fail fast in order to keep succeeding. You're not going to create better art every single day, but you can learn from your mistakes. Think of it in this way, where there are two hills or maybe there's like a bridge in between that we cannot see yet. And one is where you are a loser and the other is where you are a winner. Okay, now what happens is when people try to go from being a loser to a winner and cross this chasm that is in between, they tend to fail, make bad art, make bad art, make bad art. And then they go back to the start because they think they failed, they suck at it, they're not good at it, whatever. But the thing is, you have to keep failing till your art slowly gets better, and you reach the end on the other side. So it is a downward curve that exists that people usually hit the bottom and then go back. Okay, so you're going to have a lot of good days, you're going to have a lot of bad days, but you need to be able to push through the bottom. They call it the dip. You got to push through that dip because once you go there, you're only going to start getting better and improve along the way. And we just also have to learn to deal with it. Not every day is going to be a good day. Right? Same with art. Not every artwork is going to be good. I still have bad days all the time. I can give you guys a separate tip on how to deal with not losing your love for art and burning out and all of that, is to have two separate forms of art. One that you do professionally or whatever you're doing for your career. Maybe you're doing some studies, maybe you're a traditional artist, maybe you're doing graphic design, animation, all of that. And the other you do totally for fun. Okay. Now, the art I do for fun is my sketch dump series that I've been putting out on Instagram lately, where I just make random artworks of references that I found online or some randomizers that I have. And it's totally for fun, and I even sketch on paper sometimes. And I have no pressure on myself for that because I'm doing it just for fun and just for myself. As a side effect, I do upload it on social media just to share it because I keep that page going. And that's the thing, right? I have a clear separation between art for work and art for play. So that's a really good hack if you want to avoid burnout and all of that. All right, guys. So lie number 10 is that it is meant to be a lonely journey. I know a lot of us get this impression that we are supposed to lock ourselves up in a room and grind and just draw for hours and hours and hours and 14 hours, 12 hours, whatever. Especially animators have this impression. But you do need to get out. You do need to talk to other artists because that will have some of the biggest impact on your life. Yes, you will have periods of time where you are pulling all-nighters, where you are burning out and all of that. That is normal for artists. We all go through it. And you're not committing a sin or crime by going through that. It is almost like a rite of passage, especially when it comes to final assignments or client projects, all of that. There's no perfect formula. But in the middle, do step out, do talk to people, do learn from others. Let me give you guys an example. When I started the animation company with 3 other friends of mine, which is Studio Sideline, there were 4 of us artists who each have our own different strengths, different goals, different comfort zones, all of that. And when one of us would learn something, we would tell the other person and show them, and then it felt like all of us were learning it. For example, learning a new software trick, learning a new software entirely, learning new blending hacks, learning new lighting hacks, learning a bit of animation, learning a bit of painting, learning a bit of how to do backgrounds better. That all feeds into each other and you improve 4 times faster. And you can almost 2x or 3x by being a little bit more ambitious as a group. You find 3, 4 other people as yourself and hold yourselves accountable. Meet up online weekly, bi-weekly, or even every alternate day. Show your progress, discuss, talk about anything and everything. And you will not be able to believe how fast you improve as an artist. And yeah, those are the 10 points that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Now, if you guys want a lot more, do check out my Patreon because I tend to put out everything I do, the behind the scenes and everything on it. And a lot of it is free. I also put out all the video lessons I'm going to record and upload for YouTube first as test runs on my Patreon with just the text and slides to go with it. And I also put out a lot of full-length tutorials, lessons, all of that. You guys can also get my brushes on my Gumroad, full tutorials there, and there's so much more. And also if you guys have other videos that you'll want me to make, please let me know down in the comments and I read every single one of them, so I'll get back to you guys.